Hello there, everybody. Boyd back with you again. Well, I've got something pretty cool to show you guys. I literally dusted this thing off and got it out of mothballs. This is the 1974 AMT U.S.S. Enterprise Command Bridge model kit. I built this one way back in 2011. Hard to believe it's been 9 years already. But I had a lot of fun when I built this back in the day. This was actually one of my first kits that I did on my channel back when I was working on my little workbench in my front room. And it was really an ambitious project for me at the time because I was just starting to get into doing lighting and learning how to do all that from watching everybody else's videos on YouTube. Just thought it was a fascinating world that I had found. And I've never regretted it a day since, joining into the community and meeting all the wonderful people out there and making so many friends over the years. But this is kind of the one that started it all for me. And it had been sitting, like I said, for a while and getting neglected and got covered with dust. And then there were always a few things that I wanted to do to make this a little bit better, but I just never got around to it. So I spent a couple hours this evening bringing it back to life, so to speak, and adding a couple little things. Since I first built this, AMT Round 2 re-released the kit, I think 5 or 6 years ago, and they improved it quite a bit. You can see this really cool box art. They went with some retro box art. And on the back side here, you can see kind of the improvements that they made to the kit. The biggest thing being that you can build the entire bridge now, the entire circumference. The original kit didn't have that. It was just open as you see it here. And so if you wanted to do that back in the day, you had to buy two kits. And then if you did that, you quickly found out that even if you had the extra parts, you still had to do a lot of work because both sides of the bridge aren't symmetrical. The other side here is a little shorter, so you had to kind of chop down one of these stations and make it work. But they've gone ahead and corrected all that now, so you got a perfectly, balanced bridge all the way around. So that's a really nice thing that they did. And they also included some extra figures. Originally, we just got Kirk, Spock, Scotty, and Mr. Sulu. So now you also get McCoy, Chekhov, and Uhura. So back when people would watch my original video, they would always comment, where's the rest of the crew? You've got no Chekhov and you've got no Uhura. So I basically grabbed those figures out of the new kit here and added them. I really think they're nice. The Uhura figure is probably the nicest one out of the whole bunch. He looks really great. And Chekhov's not too bad there. But it's really cool to have them added in now, and it makes the bridge look a little bit more like what we were used to seeing on the TV show. So that worked out really great. And they also included a couple extra little details here. You've got Spock's scanner, and you've got Sulu's little targeting computer that he had that would pop up on the helm whenever they got in trouble or whatever. And I've added those things, so that's pretty nice to have those little extras there. But I had a lot of fun with this kit when I built it. But like I said, it was really kind of challenging and really scary at the time because I had to go in and I had to open up all these individual screens here. It took me hours and hours of work because I did it all by hand with, with files and cutting and all kinds of stuff. And then I had added a ton of LED lighting, strip lighting in the back, which I had just started getting used to working with. And so I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull it off, but in the end, it worked out pretty good. I've seen some fantastic builds of this on YouTube since then, and a lot of people have done a lot more detail as far as having animated screens and all that. But I was always really proud of this build because it just was kind of a major accomplishment at the time. I'll go ahead and turn the power on here for you and show you that we've got some nice lighting and everything in all the screens. And up here at the view screen, you can see I've got that chaser effect going on. That was pretty cool. I can't remember the company I got that from, but there was a little pre-made board that had like 10 LEDs on it. And if you want to find out about that, you can go back and watch my original video, and I think I'll talk about it on there, where I actually got it and what it was called. But it was like an $8 board at the time, and it worked out really great. It had an adjustable speed pot on there, so you could adjust how fast it chased, but it wound up lining up perfectly with what I wanted to do with the view screen there, so that was really cool. And then there was another company called Interstellar Outfitters, I think was the name of it, if I got that right, that made these little film cells here, so you could backlight these and light up all these little screens. And they're made out of a thicker material than regular like decal film or whatever, so when you backlight them, they don't get all washed out and everything. They look really, really nice. They look like authentic, real little screens that are in there, so that was really cool. I'm not sure if they exist anymore. You might want to look them up and see if they're still out there. I originally got that set from Cult TV Man, So they may still exist, but it just added a whole lot to the model, and I was just really glad they were available. I'll kind of swing around. You can see we've got the Enterprise bridge commemorative plaque, or whatever they call that, when the ship was launched, just like we saw in the TV show. The backlit Enterprise here, everything is there. It's really cool. And I added Spock's scanner, and I've got the little targeting computer that I added on there, and we've got the extra figures and all that. So that's really cool that all worked out. Now, a lot of people asked me back in the day too where I got this part right here. This comes from another AMT Star Trek kit. I think it was called Deep Space Battle or something like that. It was a little fiber optic kit that they made that had the Enterprise and a couple of Klingon cruisers from the original series. And when I wanted to build this, I wanted to have some kind of a console on the front like this, because I was going to add sound. And I also got the soundboard from CultTVMan.com at the time, and I can't remember the name of that at all. I think it was called Sonic something, but I can't remember the name. But it was a really cool little board that had the ambient sound of the bridge and a few other, little sound effects of the phasers firing and red alert and all that. And it was battery powered. It had 3 little coin type batteries, really similar to the Big Dogs soundboards that I use. And of course, over time, the batteries died. And that always bothered me. I always, I always wanted to have it where it was powered up like the rest of the model, coming off of a power supply. I never have to worry about that. Well, as time went on and I started getting into electronics more and more and doing all these different builds, I found that little transistor that I use for my Big Dogs boards, where I can take 9 volts and drop it down to 4.5, and then that's exactly the right voltage that this little soundboard needed. So tonight I brought it out here and I cleaned up all the dust. It took me about an hour to get all the dust off of it, and then flipped it over and rewired it using that little transistor. So now I've got my sound working and everything, got rid of the batteries, and it worked out just great. So I'm really happy about that, get it all working again. It's probably been dead for 7 or 8 years at least. And but it was a lot of fun to go back and revisit this. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. This kit is still available. I think you can still find these. You can certainly still find the original kit, but if you wanted to build the full bridge, you can get one of these. And it's just really cool, The only thing about when you build the full bridge here, you can only see into it if you look at it from above, but, you can build it either way. I always thought a neat idea, and I hadn't seen anybody do yet, would be to build the bridge and then have some of these panels removable, just like they did on the original set when they were filming, and have a couple of them off to the side, where they had it open, and put like a little camera crew in there with a, if you could maybe do a little scratch build of an old-fashioned NBC camera, put the NBC logo on there, and like they're filming an episode or something, that would be really a cool build. Maybe I'll do that myself one of these days. We'll see. We'll get back to it. One other thing that I did here, too, that I added to this is I put these kind of temporary header panels on the top. I mainly did that because I wanted to hide all the lighting. There's like rows and rows of strip lighting behind this, and it looks pretty hideous on the backside. And I had only done 2 of them, so I came back and filled in the rest of that. Just did a kind of a quick job, because my plan is eventually I'm going to have a case made for this. I've seen a few of them out there where people did that, and they made a nice panel and did it in black where it comes up nice and flush to all these edges, and then kind of seals up around the sides. And I'll go back and have that done one of these days and get this sealed up, and that way I don't have to worry about the dust getting in it. But I'm going to move it into my model display room, and I don't have a dust problem in there. But it was just nice to kind of resurrect it and pay the old girl a little bit of respect like it deserved. Again, I was really proud of this when I built it. I've learned a lot since then, but at the time I felt like I kind of pulled off a minor miracle. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. Just want to say here at the end, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. 2020 has been a rough year for everybody. It's really been cool how it's nice to see everybody in the modeling community kind of keep doing what they've been doing, and kind of holding together, helping each other out and all that. So that's really great to see a lot of really good people in the modeling community. So hopefully 2021 will be a better year. So we'll wrap this up, guys. I'll close this down, and I'll come back and show you a little view of this in some low light, and we'll call it a day. I'll be back in a few days with more work on the TOS 350 scale build series. We're going to be working on that saucer some more and moving on to the secondary hull. That one's coming along really nice too. We'll see you next time, everybody. Take care and happy modeling.